everything that's worth it takes time, drive, effort, patience, visualization. That's the law of attraction. And so you need to think about what you really want. You need to visualize it in your mind and make plans and make your own path.
Actually 10. 10.
Hey everyone, so I am here with Courtney, and she is a health and wellness guru, and she's going to talk to us a little bit about everything she's learning at this really interesting school that she attends. Courtney, could you tell me a little bit about your school?
Sure. It's called the Institute for Integrative Nutrition, and it's based out of New York City. The program is to become a certified holistic health coach, and it takes a year to complete. The school trains us in over 100 different dietary theories, which is pretty unique. I don't think any other schools do that. And they focus on bioindividuality, which is basically just that we're all uniquely different. So
I just wanted to say that I know you're a big believer in bioindividuality, and which is fine, because like all religions, all diets are different too, and so we should all be able to coexist. And everyone has their thing, and everything takes time. And to decide for sure, to perfect your liking for what you want, you need to work on it.
what we eat and practice and everything, it's unique to the individual. We also focus on the difference between primary and secondary foods, which we'll get into later. And it's just a holistic way of living, basically.
That's beautiful. One of the things that stuck out to me when you were presenting, because I actually met her in my health psychology course, because she had the same teacher, Professor William Berry, who's outstanding, really
the best.
The best. Hey, Will.
Shout out.
Shout out. But no, you presented there, and something that you, first of all, when you presented, I was like, I gotta get this girl on the channel for the Veg Heads. That was the first thing on my mind. But the second thing was that something really stuck with me that you said. And what you said was that satisfaction with career, relationships, and some form of spiritual practice is necessary for overall well-being. So tell me a little bit more about that.
Well, that is the primary and secondary foods that I was just talking about.
There you go.
And there's 5 primary foods. They are satisfaction with your job, like you just said, having some form of spiritual life, satisfaction with your personal relationships, exercising, and eating right. And then secondary foods are the actual foods that we eat. So the theory behind this, and the person who came up with this idea is Joshua Rosenthal, who is the founder of the school.
Okay.
And basically, if there's any of those 5 areas that are off, it doesn't really matter how healthy you're eating, like something's still gonna be off. So the example that he gives, which I love, is the person who, hates their job and then they go home to no one. They're much more likely to binge eat or, satisfy or fill that void through food, whereas a person who is happy with their job and has like a loving partner to go home to, they're going to be much more fulfilled. So that's the importance of the primary foods versus the secondary foods.
Perfect. That's a great concept, and as Bob Marley said, satisfy my soul. You've got to satisfy your soul.
Right.
So that makes a lot of sense. So I have some questions here from our viewers. Are you up for the challenge?
I am. Bring it on.
Okay. So we're going to separate some facts from fiction from our viewers. You guys commented on the little post I put on the Facebook page, and you had some questions for Courtney. So I'm going to start with Claire Kennard. Claire wants to know, small balanced diet or one that eliminates carbs, sugars, dairy, etc. What do you think?
I'm gonna go back to what I just talked about, which is that we're all different. So me, for example, I am more of a grazer, and I just kind of like snack throughout the day.
Okay.
But others do better with eliminating certain foods that maybe they have an intolerance to. So it's really an experiment.
And going back to whatever works for you, I would describe my diet as yin and yang, like yin and yang cruelty free, I guess you would call my personal diet, because I try to cook things as little as possible these days. Like for example, I looked back on the video I made for psychedelic spaghetti, and we live and we learn. I asked myself as I was watching the video, why did I cook the hemp seeds? That's kind of stupid, right?
Maybe because you thought they were raw and they had some type of something, but
Maybe.
yeah. You
But
do. You live and you learn.
You live and you learn, and you know, our bodies are temples, and when you go into a temple, like Aladdin did in the Cave of Wonders. No, I'm just kidding. When you go into a temple, you want to explore it, and you want to really get to know it, and you know, try to get to know it more than you take pictures of it, which is a big flaw in our generation.
Modern society.
So I have some questions on bread.
Okay.
Aleph Noel wants to know, yes or no to wheat? There seems to be so much debate on both sides.
There sure is, and it's a really complicated and complex issue. What we're told is not necessarily the truth as far as this is concerned, and really what it is big industry promoting their products. Wheat in the 40s or 50s is entirely different than how it is today.
Oh, yeah.
In the 60s is when they crossbred the seeds to produce a higher yield, and then once that happened, the wheat bran actually became toxic to our bodies because of the genetic modification that occurred. So as far as wheat, actually, even though we're all told, eat whole wheat, you get your whole grains, whatever, whole wheat in our modern time, regardless if it's organic or whatever, is really not good. It's an inflammatory food, so we could talk about that later too if you want. The difference between inflammatory versus non-inflammatory foods.
Here's another good one.
Yes, but generally speaking, bread without gluten-free bread is the way to go. That's the easiest answer I can give you.
Or no bread at all, would you say, using, other types of carbs, maybe?
Yeah, of course, but again, everything in moderation. If you want to eat bread, eat bread. You're not gonna die, just don't eat it every single day.
Exactly.
So,
okay.
Everything's balanced.
Everything, yin and yang. Yep. Robert Gonchak asks, again, is bread actually good for you? I know wheat bread is good, but I also know a lot of wheat bread isn't actually made with wheat, but the brown color that the bread possesses is actually molasses added to the bread. So he knows about this. It's good that people are awake and conscious about what's actually going on and seem to carry an interest.
For sure. It's really kind of the same question that I just answered, but yeah, really what you need to do is just read your ingredients. If you, honey wheat, who makes that? I don't remember who makes it, but there's a beautiful demonstration that Joshua actually shows in our school, and this is just Wonder Bread, white bread.
Okay.
But he makes the point that you can actually get this whole loaf of bread and squeeze it into a teeny little ball, which just shows you that there's literally there's nothing to it. It's just fake. So maybe that would be a good experiment for people who are curious about the quality of their bread. If you can't squeeze it down into a little ball, it's probably good.
It's probably good.
If you can, then you might want to seek some other bread sources.
Okay, that's good. That's good to know. So heavy breads.
Yeah, exactly.
Heavy breads.
Wheated.
Homemade.
Lots of seeds and grains are incredible.
Okay. Ruby Perez asks, is it really better to eat your fruits and juice your veggies, or can it be done both ways?
This is an awesome question that I'm glad she's even thinking about, because we have this new juice culture and everybody's juicing.
We do.
But people don't think about the sugar, because what juicing literally is you're extracting the juice, but you are getting rid of all of the fiber. So if you juice only fruits, then basically you're having a concoction of a ton of sugar. It's natural sugar, but it's still sugar. So her question, I love it. I would agree. It's different depending on what you're looking to do. But ideally, absolutely, to eat your fruit makes a huge difference when compared to just juicing it, because when you eat it, you have the whole thing intact, you have the fiber, so it's going to satisfy you longer than just having the juice, which would just spike your blood sugar. And then,
really?
Yeah.
I love to get up in the morning. I run for 30 minutes, 45 minutes, and then I have a smoothie.
But that's
not
all
a
there,
juice.
though, right? It's different, and
all
that's
there.
actually, we should talk about that as well. The difference between blending and juicing. I have a NutriBullet and a juicer, and I use them for two different things. So a smoothie, which is just blending, that's, as far as satisfaction is concerned and keeping you fuller longer, that's the way to go.
Yeah, it definitely keeps me full for a very long time.
Yeah, if you want more of a detox effect, or to get just like a nice boost of vitamins and minerals, that's what juice is for.
Okay.
So when you do juice, ideally you should be doing at least a combination 50-50 of fruits and vegetables, so that you're lowering that sugar content and still getting all the phytonutrients from the vegetables.
Okay. And how about juicing? How about juicing as a cleanse versus a side dish? I know a lot of 80-10-10ers, the raw vegans, which I respect so much. I actually want to get there one day if it's okay for my blood type, which is another topic that we have to get into. But I know that a lot of people are going to Costa Rica and doing a 25-day cleanse or 40-day cleanse, and they come back so rejuvenated and so energetic. And I know that you need a lot of rest to be doing that, but have you heard about it? And what do you think about that versus cleansing with juices only? Like, what do you think? Because they go on water cleanses. I know people go on water cleanses for 30 days,
that's
25 days, and they have that, maybe cayenne pepper and lemon, and that's it. What do you think? Because I've considered that for myself, so tell me, what do you think?
3 summers ago, I watched Fat, Sick, and Nearly Dead, which is the documentary about juicing. So I was hell-bent on doing this 10-day juice detox. I'm like, gonna do it. I didn't even make it through day 1 without eating because I was just like, I was starving. Like, this is ridiculous. So again, we're going back to, if it works for you, great. If it doesn't, then eat. Like, you know, like I'm all about moderation and
listening to your body.
Yeah, really listen to your body. Your body is so intelligent. It's just a matter of listening to it. Anything too extreme, usually if you do a cleanse like what you were just saying, for example, 30-40 days of just water and cayenne pepper, yeah, of course you're gonna lose weight. But then what happens when you start incorporating food back in? Maybe your body will cling on to that food because it's in a starvation mode.
Right.
So then when you start putting those calories back in, you could actually end up doing more harm than good and actually gaining more weight. At the same time, there's thousands, maybe hundreds of thousands, maybe millions, I'm not sure how many, but there's tons of people who go on juice cleanses.
Usually under supervision, I think.
Yeah. But they get, like, there's people in that documentary, it would be great for anybody who's interested in this, Fat, Sick, and Nearly Dead.
I'm sure you've heard of it.
Joe Cross. He's coming out the 2nd. Keep your eyes peeled. Yeah, it's gonna be great.
Okay.
But there's people who were literally fat, sick, and nearly dead, and they do this cleanse and they totally rejuvenate their health. So again, just listen to your body, and we're all different. Whatever works for you.
As Grandmother Willow said, listen with your heart.
Absolutely.
All right, so Gerard Everett asks, how much does a splurge meal affect your diet? He has quite a few questions. How does diet soda affect your weight gain? What are good carbs? What are bad carbs? And how many grams of fat should the average human have a day?
Okay, let's start with the first. So it really depends on your overall lifestyle. Like, when you asked me this question, the first person I thought of was my brother. My brother is like obsessed with weightlifting, and he eats very, very clean. But every now and then he'll cheat or splurge meal, whatever you want to call it. And actually, I was just talking to him last night about this, and he ate, like a hamburger, and he's like, oh, maybe I shouldn't have, maybe. Like, David, you eat so healthy all the time, and you take care of your body. So every now and then, again, moderation is key.
Yeah.
If you deprive yourself of something, eventually you're going to splurge on it.
Right.
So it's better to just every now and then enjoy the foods that maybe you wouldn't eat on a daily basis.
Right. For me, it's baklava.
I don't even know what mine. Anything sweet is mine.
Okay.
Anything sweet. Pizza.
Flan here in Miami.
Yes,
oh my god.
the best.
Flan juice.
Flan juice that exists?
Well, no, but I'm just saying it's part.
Okay. All right, and then the second question: diet soda affect weight gain? This is a chemical situation with the body. So aspartame or Splenda, they don't have sugar. However, your body's still, your neurons in your brain, they still register it as sugar. So your body's actually still sending out that insulin as though the sugar exists, but there's no sugar. So it really just confuses your body.
And instead of listening to our body, we're tricking it.
Yes, but insulin is the fat hormone. So the more insulin that's in your bloodstream, the more fat you're gonna have. So even though people think they're doing themselves this great job by having diet soda,
they're doing a disservice.
I mean, not to say that regular is better, but just don't drink any soda. How about that?
How about that?
Or if you do, again,
use it or
moderation.
Moderation, or buy it for other reasons. Like, I know you could use it to clean your house or something.
You can. And actually, I just remembered there's a natural, it's called Zevia, Z-E-V-I-A.
Okay.
And it's natural, like naturally sweetened soda
Okay.
that's safe and good. So if you can't give it up, there's always alternatives, always.
Always. Good carbs versus bad carbs.
Okay, so good carbs are naturally occurring carbs.
Okay.
Complex carbs versus simple carbs. A complex carb is a fruit, it's a vegetable, they're seeds, they're grains. What else? Beans. Beans are great complex carbs. And then the bad carbs really are just processed foods. Anything that's white, anything with a label, bread, pizza, pasta, cookies, all of these things, that's the carbs that you want to stay away from.
So
Those
instead
are
of having
simple
pasta,
carbs.
we can use the spiralizer.
Yes.
Little things like that.
Or you could, again, there's always alternatives. There's quinoa pasta, there's brown rice pasta.
Yeah.
So if you still want pasta, you can have it, just have the healthier version of it.
version, exactly.
The last question. Oh,
Okay, how many grams of fat should the average human have a day?
honestly, I don't know the answer.
'Cause it depends,
specifically-
right?
Right. We're all like, a person that's 100 pounds versus 200 pounds,
Right.
you're gonna have more of a fat intake.
And also the level of activity that you're
That as
engaging
well.
in, right?
That
Because I
as
know
well.
that when I wake up on days that I'm just like, I don't feel like it, I chill with that.
But
do
as
some yoga.
far as fat is concerned in general, that's another thing that we're totally misinformed of.
Okay.
Because let's say you have a low-fat diet, but you have a high-carb diet. All carbs turn into sugar in the body. And if your body doesn't use that energy from those carbs, what happens? It turns into fat. Really, saturated fat, obviously you want to stay away from. But me personally, I have a ton of fat in my diet. A ton. Like coconut oil, coconut
And look
milk,
at you,
avocado.
you're glowing.
I'm not fat at all. So it's really, fat is incredibly important for you, for your brain, for your body. It's just a matter of eating the healthy sources
right
of
ones.
fat. Nuts,
Avocados.
avocado, all of that. So, as far as, fat content per person, honestly, Google is a great resource for that.
Hey, Google.
Google, shout out.
Courtney, but I have a question for you first.
Okay.
How important is it to shop organic, local, and non-GMO foods?
It's been like ingrained in my brain that we vote with our dollars. So where
Where
our
are we
money
putting them?
goes, exactly, where our money goes, it's what's the word? Like shown? No, I can't think. Like
The music will make you think.
yeah, right? The clicking. Basically, you vote with your dollar, and it's somebody's tracking that somewhere. Is what
Yeah.
I'm trying to say.
Big
So-
brother.
Yes.
I'm just kidding.
So when you shop organic, when you buy locally, and when you have non-GMO, the charts or whoever is monitoring this is seeing the statistics of what's happening. And over even the past 10 years, organic sales have gone like through the roof.
Which is
So-
great, because instead of, getting the next iPhone, iPad, iThing, support your local farmers, right?
Right. And then the more money you put locally and organic and non-GMO, that's the only way to get the prices to come down.
So we gotta shop small.
Yes.
We gotta shop small.
And even at FIU, we have our farmers market on Wednesdays,
We do.
and it's super cheap. Like I actually
Yeah,
find
it
some
is.
farmers
Oh my
markets,
gosh, it is.
it's not even worth it because
Yeah.
I go to Whole Foods and I'll get
Yeah.
organic produce for like half the price.
Yeah.
But it's out there, so it's just a matter of finding it.
So I know Hershey's and Fiber One are two of the top GMO brands to avoid, and it's crazy because I've been to Hershey, Pennsylvania, and I did the whole factory tour thing, and we're raised to think it's just so amazing. And
Right.
we're so naive, and my mom and my sister, they eat Fiber One bars every day, the 90-calorie ones, and I worry about them. So tell me a little bit about your raw cacao nibs that you do, and why it's important to start leaning more towards that and leaving the big corpse away
Okay.
from the picture.
So cocoa versus cacao is super
That's
interesting.
what I wanted to
Yeah.
talk about. Yeah.
And again, this is something you can simply Google and you'll get this like beautiful graphic comparing the two. So cacao comes from a nut. It comes from a tree. We could grow it here. We may.
We should.
the most antioxidant-rich food on the planet.
Okay.
It has a ton of fiber, a ton of protein. 1/4 of a cup of the powder has
Cacao powder.
Cacao powder has 10 grams of protein and 8 grams of fiber. That's like chocolate.
I'm
has
a
that much.
chocoholic,
Like that's
so,
crazy.
Hey.
Right, and I am as well. And once I discovered this, I was like, a whole new world, because it's healthy. It's chocolate that's healthy. So then cocoa, the difference between the two, cacao is raw. It's in its natural
raw,
state.
right.
It's full of antioxidants, minerals, vitamins, helps with weight loss.
Yeah.
It's an anti-inflammatory food. It's super just like full of greatness for you. So then what Hershey does, for example, is they take that and they process it and they refine it and they heat it and they turn it into cocoa. And they literally just strip all of the goodness from the cacao. It doesn't even
And
make
ruin our
sense.
carbon footprint at the same time.
Right. So I don't know why these things occur. They do. Maybe they know why. I don't know why. But
Because they hate us.
cacao, CACAO, is the way to go.
Ooh, I like that. Now you know.
Even better.
That's our show. Talk to me about oil pulling, because ever since you started talking about it, I've been doing it every day and reaping the benefits, and it's awesome. I love it. You can use it for everything. Coconut oil, hello.
I use it for everything. Okay, so oil pulling is an Ayurvedic practice. If you're not familiar with Ayurveda or Ayurvedic medicine, definitely check it out. It's incredible. So basically, you're supposed to do oil pulling right when you wake up in the morning, before you eat, before you drink, before you brush your teeth, everything.
Yeah, that's when I usually do it.
So our mouth is full of like probably, I don't know the number, but at least millions of bacteria and everything, viruses.
No way, no.
So when you do this oil pulling, what happens is you just swish it around your mouth like it's mouthwash for 15 to 20 minutes.
Instead of using mouthwash with all those chemicals in it.
Right.
Oh,
you
horrible.
have to do it for 15 to 20
Yeah.
minutes to get it to, what it does is it pulls out the toxins from your whole body, really. It helps.
But you can't swallow.
No, definitely do not swallow it, because it's extremely, all the toxins that you're pulling out go into the oil. So you do this for 15 to 20 minutes. It brightens your teeth, it helps with fresh breath, it boosts your immune system, it even helps with skin problems. Like it literally,
Could be a lotion for your skin.
well, not the pooling, but coconut oil. Yes.
Coconut oil, I'm sorry. Well, yeah, actually oil pulling, the coconut oil, swishing it in your mouth.
Right.
It solves oral issues, and then you don't have to put it on your skin, so you save money. Because just having it in your mouth saves your skin,
Yes.
but you have to eat well, of course.
Yes. So you just do that, and then you be sure to like spit it all out, and then you brush your teeth after.
Yeah.
And even if you try that for a week, you'll notice a difference in your teeth, your health, everything,
Yeah.
for overall health and vitality.
Beautiful. Which is why your page name is Pure Vitality.
Yes.
Because you know all about that.
Okay.
Okay, so
Let's
honey
talk about
versus, honey versus agave.
Okay. Well, again, you can just Google like pure honey versus raw honey, so you can see the differences. But agave, it's a little iffy depending on what kind it is, but really it's still sugar. So personally, I would use raw honey over anything, or
Over organic?
Well, yeah.
Well, that was a stupid question. Okay, keep on going.
Organic pure honey versus raw honey, they're
Okay.
entirely different. So
Okay.
it's the same thing as the cacao. Raw honey is its natural, pure form. It's untouched by man. It's full of greatness. And then the pure honey, it's heated, it's refined, and it basically just turns into a liquid sugar. And there's no health benefits to it whatsoever.
So we're wasting the bees, product for no reason.
Right.
Which I'm so against.
Yeah. So again, I would just Google it, because that's where I learned all this stuff.
Yeah.
So.
And your school, of course.
Right, of course. One more thing about raw honey, it's really good to put on your face. You can just get like half of a lemon, cut it, and put the raw honey on top, and just like put it all over your face, let it sit for like 10 minutes, 20 minutes, your face will be glowing after.
Look at her face, I mean.
So we are earthing /
earthing.
grounding. Everything is energy, and the earth has a ton of negative ions that are good for your health and your immune system and your overall happiness and well-being. So I like to be as barefoot as possible, as much as possible, just because why not? It makes you feel good.
Walking around the nature preserve, saw you guys, and of course, I thought I could go ahead and use a little sit down, play my ukulele here in the little nice afternoon. Maybe we're gonna have a dance or two, eh?
And you're more than welcome to join. Get in the shot.
Yeah, come on, guys.
You're gonna be YouTube famous.
On TV?
Yeah.
Is that okay?
Yeah. for modern day Pocahontas. Actually, no, that's cultural appropriation, so let's not even put that in there. Okay. Let's see.
Brown rice pasta.
Yeah.
So if you still want pasta, you can have it. Just have the healthier version of
Healthier
it.
version, exactly. Do you want to be in our video?
No. Have a great day.
Have a great day.
Okay.
Okay.